You have a significant injury, and you think it might be from something that happened years ago. Can you still bring a claim? Hi, my name's Neil Crowley. I'm a personal injury attorney practicing in Massachusetts. Our offices are in downtown Boston and in Dedham. I'd like to talk to you today about the discovery rule. Now, it's not always possible or reasonable for someone to assess an injury or find the cause of an injury until many years afterwards. This is something that comes into play in our practice frequently. Let me tell you a story about someone that we know. He was feeling cramps and lingering pain for a long time, many years actually. But because of the type of guy he is, he didn't complain much. Well, finally, he started to get some other complications in his history. And he went to the doctors, and after many tests, they found out that what had happened is from an earlier simple procedure that he had had many years earlier, there was an instrument that was left inside of him. And this is what was causing all of his complications. People were amazed that he could just keep on doing what he was doing with the instrument inside him all these years. And he wondered if he had a claim. Well, the law makes a provision for when things like this happen, and that's what the discovery rule is. The statute of limitations, or the limit on when you can file a claim, doesn't start until you know or should have known that you actually had a claim. So all this time when this instrument was floating around inside of him, he didn't have any knowledge of it, so the time wouldn't start clicking on whether he had a claim or not because he didn't know he had one. One of our clients had a child who was sick. He went to the doctor. They treated him for asthma. They treated him for a lot of different things. He got a lot of tests. And finally, somebody says, well, what's it like in your home? So they had their home tested. Turns out there was toxic mold in the house. And this was the cause of the son's injuries. Because toxic mold affects people differently, he was much sicker than other members of his family. It wasn't until the second son got tested that they realized that it may be something in the home. Why do I tell you these stories? I tell you these because I want you to know what the discovery rule is, and this may help people who have had the injuries and they didn't know the cause until recently. Of course, there are tricky exceptions to this rule, and I know what those exceptions are. But you need to call me. My name is Neil Crowley. My phone number is 781-251-0555. Thanks for watching.